I'm here with Lloyd Knight, principal with the Martha Graham Dance Company. And even though the season starts on February 14th and runs from the 26th at the Joyce Theater, Mr. Knight's not going to be performing this year. He's coming back from an injury. And what I wanted to discuss with you, because I'm sure there's a few dancers out there who find themselves, in a wonderful work environment that you are and have been dedicated and worked 12 years now with the Graham Company, and then finds you're injured.
Well, first of all, my injury is I tore my Achilles tendon in my left foot, and I had surgery for it, and that happened mid-August. Yeah. So I'm coming back now, back in class, doing what I can, and PT and exercises and whatnot. It's just trying to get the motor running again to get back to rehearsal and performing again.
But that must have been for someone who's your instrument is your life.
Yeah.
And then to have something happen, to throw you, not really throw you off, but just to take you to make you have to think a different way about how you work again.
Yeah.
I imagine that was a eye-opening experience.
Yeah, I mean, it completely threw me off. It's just even the injury itself, no one ever thinks their Achilles is gonna.
No, that's the last thing you think. That's the last thing.
But it happened, and for the most part, I've been pretty good psychologically dealing with the whole injury, and a lot of meditations that help me get through it and whatnot. Friends, family, of course. But then getting back into my body physically, it is a challenge. It's hard. You're not the same person that you were before the injury. When I had my back injury, I learned so much of things that I was doing wrong and how to correct it and whatnot. And the same thing with the Achilles. It's an interesting process. Going to PT, and when I had my boot on for 10 weeks, and afterwards you just had this big flex foot.
Years of point.
Yeah, it was like a true Achilles heel. So it's just learning how to re-point my foot, what muscles that takes. And then that trickles and works with the rest of your body.
Right.
So I was in a boot and my hip was kind of crooked and my back started aching. So it's just learning how to recenter everything, and it really is interesting. It's fun actually, relearning those things, and some things honestly I never knew.
But when you say all of this, when it comes to me, is our first interview was in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point you were coming back from your back injury, from the sciatica.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, we sat down, and I'd seen the season at the Rose Theater, and you weren't in that season.
Yeah.
But everybody in the company was so supportive.
Yeah.
They mentioned you, they said they were hoping you were going to get better, you were coming back, and they were so supportive. And I could tell that you were part of a dance family.
Yeah.
But then I'll never forget, we sat down and we did this interview, and I keep bringing this up because it always cracks me up.
Okay.
But we were sitting there, and I said to you, well, what is it about Graham that motivates you? And you looked at me like, you fool. And you said, I had to do this at the camera, you said, but it's art. Like, didn't you know that, Rutledge? This is art.
And I still feel the same way.
Good.
There's nothing, I say it every year, I say it to every person, there's nothing like the Graham Company, there's nothing like the Graham work. Our community is, I would say it's a small community because not everybody can do Graham, but it's special and it's unique, and I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah, and one of the things I really enjoyed was last season, seeing you work yourself into, come back. How can I stand here? Yes! I'm glad I didn't open my mouth to say the wrong thing. And I'm seeing it. I'm seeing you there going up and down Costa with the kid, the whole 9 yards, and seeing the whole thing. But that's such a classic role, and so many people have done it to be compared to.
Yeah.
The idea of finding your own voice in that must have been something else.
Yeah, it was It was fun. It was very hard. I'd never I had never done that piece before, and that role, and getting my hands on it. It was fun, but at the same time terrifying, because like you said, a lot of people have done it before, and it's so memorable. But to get a chance to sink my teeth in it, it was exciting, and getting coaches to come in. Kenneth Topping came in a few times, and it's cool. It was cool, and you know, rehearsing is. You rehearse more than you perform.
Right.
So to rehearse every day and work on it, like those are memories that I'll always remember, because I felt like I grew as an artist to another level.
The way an artist has to do it, because they can't take everything to the stage.
Yeah.
They have to focus it and take one part, one aspect of what they've been doing to the stage.
Yeah. And I remember that too. With the rehearsal process in the beginning, you watch all the videos and you do your history and you read books and whatnot about the character, and I had so much info and I felt like I had to be a certain way, and it actually was throwing me off. So rehearsing with our rehearsal director, Denise Vale, and Janet and Kenneth Topping and other people, you know, they help you, they guide you, find who you are within that character. And you know, Peju and I were new to those roles, and it became fun. It became fun to find who we are in that piece. And at City Center, when the curtain went up, it was a lot of fun, and I escaped. And the fun thing about performing is then at the end, sometimes you don't even know what happened. Like you're so in a trance, and still to this day, it's been almost a year later, I think, since we premiered it, and I remember the curtain going down, and I was just like shocked. I had no idea what
You've done all of that.
Yeah, what happened, but I knew that it felt good for who I was as a dancer and an artist at that time, and I was very happy. Of course, in my head, I'm like, oh, maybe I could have did this better, yada yada yada, but it was a great feeling.
Night Journey. And I know that role required a lot of restraint.
Yeah.
It's more what you didn't do there. Whereas Echo really required you to really let it all go. Because the choreography was so abandoned.
Yeah, and that's the fun thing about that piece as well. He chose a Greek myth as well. So I got to play a character, and feeding off of, you know, whether it was Lloyd May or FDL, it was fun playing the darker side and moving in a different way. And you know, the piece is so dramatic in itself, even though it's contemporary. You know, you have the dresses and all the fog and the lake on the floor, and you really get sucked into the whole environment.
Yeah, it gives you this very atmospheric.
Yeah.
I just love the abandon.
Yeah, and that definitely with him, he definitely wanted. He himself, he has a whole lot of technique. You know, he's ballet trained, and he knows where the body should go, where things are aligned, whatnot. But within that box, he also has that fluidity, and it was fun to move that fast. I've never moved that fast in my life.
and it worked. I'm going to say this: it worked on the technique. It showed it off in a whole different way, without being so jarringly different. But it was nothing like a Graham.
It connected a lot, actually, to the Graham technique.
It did. It did in its own way, without mimicking it at all.
And that's was one of the great things about like our rehearsal. She has a good eye, and she's very smart, and she knows she can connect things. So even if we were in Graham company, she would say, you know, this Adonis is a lot like us in a different way. The way he uses his back, the way he does this, the way he does that. So it helps a lot when you kind of make that connection, because at first it can be a little bit overwhelming because you're trying so hard to pick up this new style and you want to make it perfect. And actually, sometimes you go against your body when
Right.
you put that much pressure on yourself. You just have to go with it and flow with it, and use what you have. Use what your blood memory.
Yeah, and then for me, what it showed is how wonderful Graham centers you.
Yeah.
Because that whole work, you had to be centered to do that.
Yeah.
You were so off the balance
Yeah.
around the center
Yes.
the whole time. If you didn't know where the center was, that
Upside down,
yes.
around, yeah. It was fun. And the same thing with the other choreographers that have come in.
Well, Rust, I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
What a contrast, but and just a wonderful piece of dance tension and being in a whole different way.
Yeah.
And I thought it lent very well to the company. And then even Andy Parsons, I have to say this. I mean, as quirky as that is, and you think about it afterwards, wow.
I can truly say that each choreographer that Janet has chosen to come in has really added to the Graham repertoire, and they really helped the artists draw from what we know and where we come from. Nacho came in twice. We had Adonis, Marie Chenard, and I to this day I'm still jealous that there was no men in that piece because I wanted to do it so bad, and I thought she was brilliant at bringing out that side of the Graham girls of today.
Right.
And then all the Lamentation variation choreographers. It's been great. Pontus Lindbergh, everybody.
And I enjoyed, I'm not going to say either, because I really enjoyed it. I thought the Kyle Abraham,
The duet.
I thought that was interchangeable, 2 men and 2 women.
Yeah.
I thought, and then I saw a side of him I hadn't seen before. Because the porta bra in that, the upper body was just so beautiful, and so light.
And he asked us too. It was a real collaboration. What's our favorite Graham move, or how would we do this, or how would we do that? So we really played around with that duet, and it really feels like a part of us.
Right, and it looked that way. I mean, all 4 people. It wasn't like a female cast and a male cast. It was like 2 different interpretations of the same thing, and it came across that way.
Yeah.
And even when you looked at it, it's amazing how. Well, we're all sexist. So when you look at it, 2 men were doing it, it had one feeling. And when 2 women did it, it had a whole other feeling.
Yeah.
It was a different type of yield and softness.
Yeah. And now we actually, sometimes we might do male and female, and that too adds a different feeling to it. But still you get the connection from Lamentation. It's great. And all of them really wanted to make that connection as well. I remember even Liz Garing, she studied Martha doing Lamentation for so long, and the hands, and so in that variation, there's so many hand gestures that are so special that we have to keep too. It's good, it's 2017 now, and people want to see fresh things and see what the company's up to. The dancers have changed. The dancers changed while Martha was alive, and the dancers continue to change. So even for my time here, it's interesting to see the new crop of dancers come in and to see how they move. It's fun. It makes you want to, step it up.
Exactly.
Step it up a notch, and the new choreographers, everything has changed. But it's nice to see people's reaction also when they come and see us, because, they'll see, let's say, Appalachian Spring, and then the next piece is Echo, and they're like, oh my God, what
a contrast.
Yeah, and they had no idea that the dancers could even move that way. When people, some people, when they think of Graham or Graham dancers, they put us in a box.
Well, everybody has a stereotype.
Yeah.
The contracted hand.
Yeah, and that's just like you're sinking to the ground and you're congested. Craziness, and it's not like that at all. And every single dancer in the company really can do everything.
Listen, I want to thank you again. And I wish you much continued success. I know you'll be back soon, just bouncing and jumping and contracting all over the place.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks again.